Fernando bio, and then you could just, he'll add to it. We don't have the ability to see pictures today or X-rays, but if you saw what Fernando's body looked like, besides all the tattoos and all that kind of stuff that you can't really see, but if you saw all the metal in his body and the surgeries that he had to endure, and then you saw what he can do with his body, I suggest you look at FernRabbit22 on Instagram. It'll blow your effing mind. But more so the physicality that he displays that I aspire to, it goes way beyond that. He's an awesome father. I don't know, any kind of thing you could put on it. You know, like, I don't know. You'll see. I don't know. You'll see.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, first of all, I know how busy people are. I know how many, priorities I have for everybody. So I'm really grateful that you guys are here and that you guys are listening to me. So many things I want to say. John, that was like super, super awesome. I love anything about the body and health and wellness and how to improve. I just want to say that if you're in pain, you're lucky. Be grateful. And a lot of the pain that we have been talking about today is like, my knee pain or my shoulder pain. Sometimes pain doesn't have a location. Sometimes you don't know where it hurts. There's no place to point to it. And Noah was like, hey, I want you to come and I want you to offer them something and give them the website and the Instagram. I don't want to offer you anything. I want to change your life by the time I walk out of this room. And if you don't believe that that can happen, why not? Why don't you believe that? And John said it earlier. He goes, I had a light bulb moment. So that change happened with a flick of a switch. And so all I want to do is I want to tell you a story about the time my light went on. And now my belief is totally different. And now pain doesn't hurt as much. I'm still in pain. Noah's right. I have had 2 back surgeries. I'm fused at L5 S1. I have my right hip done twice. I had my right leg cut in half above my femur, and I had a magnetic rod inserted in my bone canal. And I used a magnet. They sent me home with a giant magnet, and I put a magnet on my leg 3 times a day, and the magnet would spin and lengthen like a shower rod. And the bone would just fill in. It's like a street paving itself, right? The body is doing this. This is not some really smart doctor. I mean, although the magnet holds the leg in place, what's doing all the healing is my body, it's my bone. So I actually started my career in law enforcement. I was a federal parole officer in Essex County, and then I was a state corrections officer. I worked in a prison. I did not look like this. My body was very different. I was big into lifting weights. I weighed about 50 pounds heavier than I am now. But I did different movements with my body. I did different, workouts. And generally speaking, I would say that I was in good shape physically, but I wasn't in great shape emotionally. I was kind of an angry person. I was kind of a little, less patient than most. But more than anything, I was kind of always worried about something. Things are, something's just around the corner might come out. Even if things were going well, I was waiting for the shoe to drop. But I was in a really bad car accident when all these surgeries started happening, and I had to leave law enforcement. I had to medically resign because I was out for so long. I was, going to so many different doctors. I was in so many different offices, and really, medication was all they kept giving me. Operations and medications. In fact, if I was still in the industry, they'd probably still be operating. But after 7 surgeries, I was done. I said, this isn't for me. My doctors told me that my active lifestyle was over. I needed to adopt a new life, new hobbies. I'm very active. just like my 9-year-old. I can't stop moving. I have a lot of energy, and it's a good thing. And when the doctors told me that I was never going to run again, and that that lifestyle that I was used to was over, there was a moment of, holy shit, this is awful. And the shape of your body changes based on how you feel. So if somebody tells you something really sad, well, this is what happens to you. Your shape automatically changes to meet that emotion, right? But if I start asking you questions about times that you've had a great time, or you felt really good, your body changes to meet that emotion. And I believed the doctors until I didn't. And I'm going to tell you a story. I was driving to the Jersey Shore because me and my family rent the same house for the last like 15 years in Lavalette. And usually I stay there the whole week, but I was too busy, right? I was working a lot, and I just went down for a day. I was going down for a trip, and my nephew, Peyton, who's not really my nephew, but he calls me Uncle Fuzzy, was waiting for me to get down there and take him in the ocean because nobody else takes him in the water. And so I was stuck in traffic. It took me over 2 hours to get to the beach. And by the time I got there, I was like a 2x4. And so I got to the beach and then sat down in a wide-legged straddle to stretch. And this 7-year-old who'd already been waiting hours was like not having it. Dude, you're already at the beach. Let's go. Let's get in the water. But I really needed to stretch, and I was trying to get the pain out of my body, and he kicked sand right in my face. And to say I was a little pissed off would be not enough. I snapped his ankles. I just threw him over my shoulders and started running like a madman. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was doing a full sprint to the water, and it was perfect scenario. It was low tide and a sandbar. So our moment was extended. I can run longer, and it was so, I can't describe the feeling, but hearing a little kid laugh and knowing that you're making that little kid laugh, it felt awesome. I felt no pain, and I just kept running. And then all of a sudden, I went from ankle deep to completely underwater. We both went under. He popped out and was still laughing. His ride just got more exciting. So he started cracking up, and I got immediately worried. I swallowed a lot of water. I had no idea that I was about to go that deep. I wasn't prepared for it. And then something kicked in, like a switch, right? Something was like, oh my God. I started looking around, and I couldn't see the sand anymore. I couldn't see the shore. Couldn't see people. And this kid was laughing and flaring about, and I kept going under, taking in water, and I was getting completely freaked out. My mind raced. Fernando, you're old. You've had so many surgeries. You didn't even stretch. You can't swim. You can't hold this kid. You can't hold both of these kids. You're gonna drown. You're in the ocean. It's huge. It's big, and you're tiny. You're gonna die. This is how you die. Die, die. Let go of this kid. Let go of this kid. So I listened. I let go of a little boy that I dragged into that ocean, and as soon as I let go of him, he was sucked completely away from me. The riptide just like gone. And now he wasn't laughing. Now he looked me dead in the eyes with terror. And then another switch went off or on. And this whole thing, this whole sort of conversation that was rattling around in my mind turned off instantly. And I heard a voice. And I didn't actually hear a voice. This is so hard to describe, and it's so weird, and I wasn't, on any drugs, and I hadn't drank anything, but it was female. I know it was female because I had never heard it before. It wasn't the same racing, panting voice that convinced me to let go of that little kid. It was a really calm, playful, super knowing. And she said, oh my God, Fernando, stop being so silly. You're not gonna drown. You are an ocean. You are made up of water, just like this planet. And this word that I was like so focused on, it rearranged to spell canoe. It was like, oh, that's right, I'm full of water. What am I doing? Why am I fighting this tide? Why am I struggling? I don't remember swimming. I don't remember having to tread water, but I got lighter in my body. Something inside my body was certain that I was not going to die. But something in my mind was lying to me. It's the middle of this word. So I don't care what you believe in. It's a lie to somebody. Trust me. Not everybody's going to believe you. But if you believe it, if you believe now that there's something inside of you backing you up all the time, I know that now. I am not scared. I lied. I do get scared. I still get scared. In fact, I was kind of scared just sitting here listening to John and going, damn, I have to follow him. I got to go up there and talk now? I got to talk to people? I got really scared. But the meaning changed because I believe something different. So when I get scared, I know that this moment is sacred. It's a subtle shift in the way I believe that changes the way I move. When the lights were out, this is how you move, right? This kind of posture walking through. But when the lights are on, look at where I'm looking now. And it doesn't matter if I'm looking at my phone, if I'm looking down, it's like getting in a boat and setting the trajectory off by 1 millimeter. You're gonna end up somewhere totally different. And so now when I get scared, I don't cower. I get excited, just like I would when I was a kid. Right? When you get a kid, nothing is totally scary. In fact, you gotta put yourself in scary situations when you're a kid. You like it. You like, kind of want to get scared. Put on that scary movie, Dad. He tells me that all the time, even though he's gonna have nightmares. Put on that scary movie. Because we want to grow, not just physically, but emotionally. And we call pain, and we say like it's this awful word, but then you say, oh, I'm sore. You're in pain. You chose a different word because you know the source. Oh, I went to the gym. I worked out. I'm in pain. Just because you don't know that that knee pain is also part of your training, it's also part of your work. The gym isn't just where you work out. You work out everywhere. You are being challenged all the time, physically, emotionally, energetically. And after this experience, I was like, holy cow, everything's different. Every single thing is different. And so I started to want to know about my body. Where did that come from? I don't have to know the answer, but simply being curious, wondering, being excited, not being scared, not worrying about it, but embracing scarier moments, stepping into, a little bit of uncomfortableness so that I can grow. Any physical movement, any exercise me, Noah, or John is gonna put you through is gonna create some discomfort. It's not gonna be, a piece of cake, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't be easy, because then where's the reward? The one thing, and I mean, some people think I'm crazy when I describe it, but I talk about how letters will never be the same. Words, in and of themselves, are, by definition, separating us. Oh, you, him, this, that. It just separates things. It's labeling things. Pain, use the word pain, so that comes with a belief. This is good, this is bad. But my sort of theme is to focus on the letters, focus on the vowels specifically. You said very adamantly, I can't move like this. I can't do this. I can't raise my shoulder. I can't. I never say that. I used to say it all the time. Oh, I can't forward bend. I have a fused back. I have metal on my hip. I have metal on my leg. I can't do that. I can't do that. And then someone said, shut up about your back. I'm sick of hearing about your back. Just do it. And eventually, if I stopped saying that, if you believe you can never do a handstand, you'll never do a handstand, ever. But if you believe that you may in the future, you will. And what I've focused on, what my one thing is constantly on, is that each letter is representative of something. And so I want you to take this away. This is your body. And you saw that's what the word ends in. It ends in a Y. This is your body, right here. And this shape is actually a connector. If you were to Google connector, you'd see this. It's also the center of the flux capacitor in Back to the Future. It's this wire, okay? And what do you connect? You connect physical to emotional. You connect the ground to the sky. We're the only creature that can just leave, right? So this Y is physical. It's your hardware. Then you have your software. Okay, this is all the stuff you've been collecting, all your thoughts, all your memories, everything you see, smell, taste, touch has gone in here, right? And you can't have a body and not have emotions. You can't have emotions without having a body. But there's a distraction, and I love using this. If I ask someone something like, hey, is your glass half empty, half full? And I've heard, first time I heard this, I was in a criminal justice course, and I actually went and measured the glass. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to measure it. And if it's a little bit below half, well, it's half empty. But in all of those calculations, we ignore the cup. We ignore the container. Who gives a shit what's inside of it? The usefulness is in its emptiness. Whatever you put in your shape, it's going to take the shape of the container. Who cares about what's inside? You're meant to be empty. If I threw a full bottle of water into that same ocean I was drowning in, guess what would happen? It'll sink like a rock. But if I throw an empty bottle, it's going to stay right at the top. I was full up here. Millions of things running around in my head, and I was sinking. But then something zapped all thought. Something inside my body, something far more intelligent than my brain. My heart. Something inside my heart. My heart is not just beating, it's not just pumping blood, right? It's talking. It's like my voice leaves my mouth. You can't see it, but it travels. When your heart beats, it doesn't just stay in your body. It leaves your body roughly 8 to 10 feet. Everyone in here right now, their hearts are beating through each other. And they're trying to find one singular beat. They're trying to beat together. If Zach ran in here because he got into a fight with some kid outside, all of our hearts would accelerate because he came in here with excitement. Do you think this is a coincidence? We are connected so intimately. Right now, your hearts, even if you're strangers, are trying to beat together. I don't know what this is. Could be chi, could be energy, could be breath, right? But these three components make up you. There's nothing like you. Nothing. Not on this planet. And my belief is that I am fucking lucky to be in this body. And so are you. We are not victims. Think about this vowel. I spell victim. I am, right?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. You get it. There's 2 eyes in it. We're lucky, right? And when you put these three together, when you are here physically, how many times are your body here, but you are not here? Your software is not here, right? Your body is always here. Your body never leaves you. Rely on your body. When John said posture, changed your body. Because he said a word that gave you a meaning, a belief. Watch the words that you're using. There's no can'ts. Your body is constantly healing. It's constantly fighting diseases, virus, bacteria. It's trying to do, all it's trying to do is help you. And it's repeating what you do most often. John did this a lot. So he got really good at doing this. He was doing it even when he didn't want to do it. We sit all day long. So our body's getting really used to getting smaller, getting scared, getting worried, right? Noah's right. I do this shit all day long. I am constantly opening my body, leading with my heart, physically, not my head. This is not like some, philosophical mumbo jumbo. If you're leading with your head, duh. Remember, if you screw up, you go like this. Damn it. There's something sad or bad, and you go, oh my God. We know instinctively where the center is, where the intelligence is. It's here, right? Sometimes we let this lead. We let this get ahead of us. And really, what John is doing is bringing awareness into this magical vehicle that we have, the body. The body is awesome. It's the most advanced technology on this planet. And so anything, any modality that gets you to use your body more, gets you to think about how you're standing, to think about how you're moving, to think about how you're breathing, you're gonna feel better. You're automatically gonna feel better, but you can feel better right now, instantly, if you believe that you're lucky. You're lucky to be alive. You're lucky to be in that body. You're lucky to feel that pain. I'm still in pain. Granted, it's nowhere near the pain I was enduring. It was torture. I hated everything that was happening, and anyone that came near me got it. They felt it. In fact, I tried to piss people off so they'd leave me alone, so that I'd just be in my own little misery. And now I say, wow, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. How could I have been so wrong about that experience, right? I just didn't know yet. And how liberating it is to not know. Say, I don't know. I don't know. It's so awesome. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Some people want to know everything. And that's part of the problem, is wanting to know. This is where it hurts. And I love that John's modality is like, oh, that's where it hurts. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this. Talk about that over there. Because we're distracted. We're looking at the wrong thing, right? We're looking at what's inside the glass instead of the glass itself. I really, honestly could go so far and keep talking to you guys about all this stuff.
Questions.
But questions, yeah. Are there any questions? Yes.
Yes, I want to know, you have the rods in your